got to look good now. We can't just show up looking,
in our pajamas.
like in our normal life.
Homely.
Unless we decide to have a pajama day podcast.
Yeah, but we can't be looking all decrepit.
Pajama. I think that if I'm having a
Unkempt.
bad day, the goal is you just wear a sweatshirt with the hood up and glasses on.
Oh, Can we do that? Is that allowed?
You can do
Whatever you want.
Let's ask that question.
Liv, there's never a bad day for you.
I got bags under my eyes, so.
You do? No,
I'm
you
saying
don't.
if I did.
Oh, but you won't.
Well, it'd be like anything
you
else.
But I
As long
probably
the
do.
more you did it, you get more relaxed, and you probably just dress. We'll just dress like we want to, or like we're more
it's not like
comfortable
we're.
with.
Yeah, I feel comfortable. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Well.
I wanted to be more conscious.
that's good.
Yeah. I was definitely last week was cautious of what my hands were doing. Gestures.
Luke goes like this a lot.
Oh,
A lot of the
Tan.
sportscasters, like the
I use
sports
hand sanitizer.
analysts, do a lot of this with the
Oh,
the
yeah, they
hands
bring it
together, and those.
But
I think they're trained
Luke
that way.
isn't doing that. He's doing something a little
What
different.
do I do?
Luke goes like this. He'll
I
be
don't
like,
know if I do.
No, he'll kind of go
Like basketball?
You'll kind of be
Yeah,
like this.
that's what you should. Just some weird, just kind of.
So she was like
creepy looking.
at this place. You kind of go like that.
Yeah.
You're
Maybe.
placing
do
people
that. Yeah,
like you're
you do that.
placing them where they're supposed to go.
Yeah, but I don't know if I need them.
He's a hand talker.
So
I don't know if I need
try
them.
not to talk with your hands.
Okay.
Tell us
Heather's a
story.
total hand talker.
Oh, 100%.
Give us some Heather classics. What are some of the Heather
I
classics?
don't know. Oh God.
This one,
Yeah.
a lot of the wiping motions.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, she'll clap sometimes. She'll do the clap sometimes.
Weird.
The da 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 does and the wipey.
Oh,
I don't know.
Are we doing? You know how you have your
no,
hand raising?
Yes.
Instead, now
Yeah.
you can make a Heather gestures.
Yeah. So
Wait,
she's
that's yeah.
Yeah, make
well,
some little
sometimes
Heather
you'll be
gestures.
like something like that, like where you're like,
Like-
no, or something like, no, we're not gonna. Yeah.
I feel like now that I live here, I don't remember them.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
That I don't
sad.
live here. Yeah.
My
I can
aunt
live here.
My
Now
aunt.
I'm more like I
kidding.
see Luke's all the
Oh,
time.
for sure. Yeah.
So now it's like
'Cause you
his
see him
are-
every day.
I'm more used to.
What are
his.
some
Yeah.
of his?
Well, he does this a lot, and then when you get mad, you'll be like, my brain, I don't understand.
Oh,
It doesn't
I
make
think I
It
sense
doesn't
in my
make sense in my
brain.
brain.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, you're pretty smart, so how about you make it make sense?
Make it make sense.
Yeah, that's
Do you
like
know-
yeah.
That's
Do you
it.
know anyone
the
with
main
crazy hand gestures?
Crazy.
Because I'm
hand
pretty
gestures.
mild, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, there's
I
our
mean, Tim thinks mine are
Mike
crazy,
Jennings.
but-
He had a couple margaritas, and he was going to do. He said something about the number 4. He said that was 4 days ago, and he
But
holds
no.
his hand up like.
But
like it
more
was
than
a-
that, he moved in real close to all three of us, and he was like, 4.
It's like you couldn't see all fingers. It's like
And
they were kind of crumpled
we
up like that.
I've never let him live that down. That probably happened 4 years ago.
So now every time
how many
we
years
talk,
ago?
3 or 4 years ago,
That's
and we
really
still do that. Was it 4, Michael?
4 years ago.
And then we all laugh so hard. It's still funny to us.
So now we're like,
Never
well,
gets
dinner will be
old.
ready. I don't know, maybe
Isn't that like the
4
Oprah?
minutes.
She goes 3, and people are like 3 or
Wait.
whatever it is, or it's like 4.
who?
But
What?
she
Oh, she
Oprah,
does like this or something.
No, it's like a meme where she does like the wrong number, but she says like 3 or 4. and
Oh,
she's
I
doing
don't know
that.
this one.
Pick number 3, my lord. How do you guys do 3?
I mean,
Three,
typically.
like
You go backwards.
like an
Do you do
American.
backwards?
Oh, if you said, I'd probably
Forwards.
go like that.
Well,
3.
let's think
Backwards.
about that. If you went 3, you're being a little
3.
more aggressive.
Yeah, I
if
think
you
I always
show
go like
the
this.
palm 3,
I feel like I always go like this.
like 3 is more,
3.
kind of submissive. Yeah,
3.
I'm just.
But
Isn't
3.
it funny too when you're saying someone's age? Like if it's a child, you'd be like, "She's 3." Do you do
And
that?
you hold
I
up
don't
3
think I
like
do.
we don't
I'll
know.
do it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
she's 2.
Well, I don't know if I do. Yeah.
I do that. I'll be like, "She's 2 years old."
What do you do if
Really?
she's 18
Yeah.
months old? What about 18 months?
Oh, I don't do
She
much.
takes her shoes off.
I don't do
A year
months.
and a half.
Yeah.
A year and a half.
No, you do a half finger.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually.
Oh,
Oh,
No,
That was-
this
can't do
finger.
that, Liv.
It's this
Can't do that
finger.
now.
Mark that. There's
Mark
a
it,
clip.
Tag, Livy.
You gotta blur it out.
yeah.
What was the one? What
Parent
that Bailey
action.
did?
My
What,
bad.
what did Bailey do? We can do that. When we met Bailey, our neighbor, years ago, and she was how old?
4.
She was 4,
She's
and
so
she
cute.
said her dad said you
Beautiful.
couldn't. What?
My dad
Still
doesn't
beautiful.
doesn't like it when I do this,
And
And
she
she-
was
and
like,
running around the house with her middle finger out.
but
She's
she was
like-
doing it by her face.
Oh yeah.
I'm not allowed to do this.
Yeah.
And she didn't even speak right. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're so cute.
Yeah,
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's adorable.
She gets away with a lot because she's so dang cute.
yeah. One thing Mike did that the one time that was funny, when he makes a point, sometimes he'll do this. He'll do his hands like this,
Oh yeah.
That's yeah.
like he's revealing some precious magical
does.
truth.
Yes. And then Dad calls him out on
So now
it.
we do that too.
He's like, Michael, you know nothing. He's
Yeah.
like, you're right. You're right, Tim. I don't. So then he laughs.
But like politicians are trained in hand gestures. You know,
Interesting.
like instead
Right.
of point, they teach you not to point.
But a lot of them have.
yeah.
They
in the
teach you
recent
do
years.
like this is done a lot. Like you watch Clinton, he did a lot of his speeches. He did a lot of
he wanted to do
not
this,
even a
but-
thumbs like that's just a short thumb, just like this. For some reason, that's less.
Aggressive.
I think Obama did that too.
Yeah.
You know, Trump is
Yeah.
playing an accordion.
It's
I
gonna
don't
be
think anybody's
huge.
been training him.
We're gonna
Love
get
the people.
So many castles.
So many castles.
It's weird because
only thing
whenever you
that's trained
move
on him is his
your
hands.
shoulders and your hands, like you almost start talking like Trump.
Yes.
You can't do
That's
it.
true.
like
Yeah.
that.
talk.
Yeah.
Beautiful people.
Somebody sent me a meme this week where he walked into a classroom and this little adorable kid starts screaming bloody murder. I mean, the kid's probably 2.
When what?
Or 3. When Trump, I'm sorry, did I say somebody else? Trump walked into a preschool during his presidency.
Right.
Dang.
And the kid is screaming. But sometimes kids get freaked out even if they see Barney in person. You know what I mean? Because they've seen
One
him
of
on
our
the
was
TV.
it- which one of our kids didn't like Barney? Was it Spence?
Was it you?
I
Olivia?
like Barney. I always liked him.
Is
yeah.
he still around?
I don't know.
Barney?
I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
No, he is.
Barney
I
is?
think so.
I wanted Livy to be on the Barney show because it was filmed there
Yeah,
in
we were in
Dallas.
Then I
Dallas.
could have been
And
like
we
Demi
tried.
Lovato.
Or Selena
So,
Gomez.
I know we tried.
Is that where she started?
Yeah.
Ruined my life.
I
Thanks
think
a lot, guys.
Selena. I don't know. One of them. They're the same.
Selena's.
I think they were both on it.
Yeah.
So could
Yeah,
have been like them. So now
That worked out.
Thanks a lot.
good thing.
For nothing.
Heather, what you drinking today?
I'm drinking a golden matcha with cinnamon froth and honey.
No camu.
No, come.
I'll have camel later.
Is that your afternoon?
This is what time is it? You know,
Noon?
it's after. It's
12:40.
noon.
I
so-
bet there was a spike in
I have a rhythm.
Camu sales this last week. You know, or there will
Yeah,
be.
definitely.
the only spike. It's just
From-
been like
like a
From
little
one from 1 to 2.
like
Well, we are the 23rd, ranked improv
Was a little
podcast
blurb.
out
Right.
there. So there's a lot of influence.
High praise.
yes.
What we say has weight.
You know what I found out? That's
To a
interesting.
few.
I listened to someone who studies body language, and when someone feels threatened, they cover their reproductive organs.
Yes,
Isn't
I
that
watched
weird?
the behavior.
So
guys.
girls will do this,
Yes.
or they'll do this,
Yep.
and then guys will kind of go like that, like they'll put their arms down.
Yes.
Really.
It's a
It's like a
mostly
tell.
done when they're lying because
Cover
they're
their-
being.
Well, they said there's no
protective.
way to actually know if someone's lying. There's no like.
I watched the
full
behavior
tell.
panel. They have
So,
many indicators.
but just saying.
There's no way to tell.
There, like you can't. There's no definite
definitive
Right.
way of telling. There's like things that people will do where you're
Many
like, oh, they're
indicators.
probably being untruthful, but
Right.
there's no way that you can be like, oh, that person did that, they're lying.
Right.
Right.
There's no way to do that. So
I think one of the things that I would think is the most is when you overtell, you overexplain,
Yeah, that's
you
a
give way
big
too
one.
much detail in something. Did you?
Yes.
But some people
some people
just
are really
give a
good at
lot
lying.
of detail generally. Like they'll just ask them about their day and they'll just go into too much detail.
Well, if it's out of their character,
You know?
they say.
Yeah. Like you say, did you back into the
Of the
basketball
day.
goal with the truck? Yeah. I mean, I've always been worried. I mean, I was always thinking somebody would do.
yeah.
But
that
what
was
they do-
always. I would think. I hope somebody doesn't do that because it's
And another
it's
thing
going
they'll
to
do on that
affect
same,
basketball shots and
but the same thing
That
they'll
was
do on
always
that
fear.
vein
I
is
guess
they'll
now
say,
we'll know.
I specifically remember I was backing out. You know, they'll go through the whole rhythm of that day.
Yeah.
If they are trying to prove that they're not the one that did it, which almost kind of proves they're the one that did do it, because how do you remember exactly what happened before the crime happened? Like nobody does. If you didn't actually do the crime, you're just going about your day doing whatever. You don't remember all the details.
right.
But when it's a big trauma or significance and you kind of like think of all the minutia, it's crazy.
The minutia.
The minute.
Minutia.
That's a cool word.
Minutia?
That's a mom word. Minutia.
It's not my word. I didn't invent
Add that
it.
to the list.
Minutia?
We got chingered up.
Chingered up in minutia.
Minutia.
Oh my
And
gosh.
nooks and crannies. That's another one.
That's Grammy.
I brought you guys a present today, or just something. I started smoking. I got some.
Oh yeah.
I got some Stallion bubblegum cigarettes. You guys want one?
Oh yes.
Sure. I'll
we
try
were
it.
we were smoking them yesterday with the plants while we played
Thank
Scrabble.
you. Do you have a light?
How do
No,
you
they
do
actually.
it?
Well, watch this. Here. You want one?
Throw.
Heather, do you want one?
Sure.
How does this work? Which end is right?
Well,
in
this
the
would be
brown, I
the
think.
dark end is the one that goes in your mouth. And
They were smoked.
You
so I don't
chew
have
it
a-
off?
no, watch this. You
What?
yeah. You just blow out.
Ugh.
Is mine broken?
Oh, yours is defective.
Hey, that's cool.
We gave you a fake one.
It's actually a real cigarette. I'm like eating
Yeah.
it.
Oh, it's real.
Are these the ones Spencer gave us? Were these on my side of the closet?
Can I
No,
eat
I
this
got
one?
these at the candy store.
Okay.
We got
I
ice
think
cream and they
Spencer
had
might have
like
given me
old-fashioned.
real ones. I haven't cracked them open yet.
Stallion.
What were you doing at the candy store?
We
Eating
had
candy.
See,
The gum's bad.
here's how you do it.
It's
You
really bad.
let it dangle, and then you kind of with these two fingers just.
Your bubble gum's coming out.
That's pretty good.
That is good.
That's the thing when you
have
see people
experience?
smoking in movies.
Yeah.
you know they don't know what
they're
they're doing
doing.
when they just. you gotta
Yeah.
blow it in,
Yeah,
and then
blow
as
it
they
in.
talk, it kind of comes out of their nostrils. That's when you know they're really doing it right.
Now we were talking to a guy that was in Bosnia, right? They said they smoke everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere, right? Everybody smokes everywhere. There's no restrictions. Like when they get on the plane,
Yeah.
they like pound it like no smoking on the plane. Be sure you don't smoke on the plane. He's like, who's this for?
Yeah.
It's for the Bosnians. Well, at least where he was coming from. But he said, you look around and you see a lot of old people living in Bosnia, like old,
Hey,
smoking,
they're
but they're not
stress-free.
fat.
They're stress free.
They're not fat.
It's all about stress levels.
We're
ladies
not
and
telling
You
gentlemen.
don't
people
see
to
any.
smoke. We're just
you don't
saying
see
it.
any old fat people.
I like
what he said.
I like pipe smokers when they
Oh,
you know like in movies.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that. It
Well, they
looks
gotta-
cool,
My
though.
dad used to do that. Like
You got to
that.
blow it out of the side so it doesn't go right back up in your
Just
face.
smells so good.
Okay, I was in the airport years ago, and they used to have smoking rooms. They may still have them, where there's a glass front
Yes.
and just a smoking hall, totally
Yeah.
four walls glassed in.
Do they still
So I'm
have that?
walking down to my gate or whatever, and there's a crowd of people just looking in this area in this room. And I go and kind of make my way up to see what they're looking at. And this guy has 4 or 5 cigarettes lined up in his,
Yeah.
and he's smoking them all at once.
Oh wow! To make up for getting on
And
the
he was
plane,
just sitting there.
like
just
because you
kinda-
can't smoke on the plane.
I guess so.
Wow.
That's wild.
Would you ever take up smoking?
No.
You used to smoke fun cigarettes. No, I don't mean marijuana. Sorry, that's not a bad.
Wait. What is a fun cigarette?
Not an actual cigarette, I should say. Not pot, guys.
A
I'm sorry.
candy one?
No.
Fun ones? What do you mean?
They smell real sweet. They're made of something else, not tobacco. I don't know. What are they called?
I don't know.
The Jarms?
Did I
Cloves?
smoke those?
With
Those
my
that was
with
your
my
friends.
No, you did with my
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were horrible.
Oh, they smell good.
It's a horrible experience.
There are people that smoke cigars that I'm friends with, and it looks cool. And every time I do it, I feel like trash.
Yeah.
Like every
Yeah,
time
it
my
seems
mouth
like
gets
it.
all like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it.
and then the next day I wake up and I'm just like, my mouth feels weird. I feel sick a little bit, and then I feel, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the gene,
get the
whatever.
I don't
Coating?
either.
You get that-
I literally tried it twice, and that's it.
There's like
I'm
a
done.
film on my
I'm
mouth
out.
afterwards. I just have to chug water.
Yeah.
This is not fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun.
I guess that's the actual tar maybe that's in it, in the tobacco or something.
I don't know much, but you probably shouldn't be
Oh, I forgot I had
smoking
this still.
tar.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
our buddy Dan, he smokes probably 4 a day. Like,
Cigars.
Like big ones, like legit.
Big stogies.
Biggins.
No fun cigarettes. It's
No.
None of these.
Some of them smell really nice, though. Someone was smoking one at the church party, and it smelled good.
yeah.
It's weird how cigarettes became like anti-Christian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because smoking's nowhere in the Bible
In the
at all.
50s, lots of.
But
yeah,
you read like
deacons
C.S.
smoked.
Lewis, and he smoked
Oh,
every
like
day.
a train.
Well, they said they
Yeah.
were health sticks, back in the day. That's literally how they were promoted by doctors. If you look up old commercials, you'll see it's endorsed by doctors
Yeah.
to smoke these health sticks. Well,
'Cause
think
it
about it.
promotes
Tobacco
deep
was
breathing. There's lots of vitamins in these babies.
Yeah,
Is that
they
what
were.
it said?
I think it does.
Camo-
It
Camu
says a
Camo
lot-
cigarettes. That's what we need to
right.
to make.
That's your invention.
There you go.
That'll
Camo
get
Camo
you rich.
cigarettes.
This is copyrighted.
Well, think about it. It's tobacco that's naturally grown. It's a leaf. I guess you didn't know it was so bad until you knew it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, any leaf out there, just
Could be good.
You guys ever vaped?
No.
I have
not
tried
either.
vape. I don't get the appeal.
I don't
It's
either.
just not
Looks
that.
weird.
I was never interested in
It doesn't even
doing,
look
like,
cool.
bad things. It just
Yeah.
never like was interested.
I remember
Wasn't
my friends. I
intrigued.
was like 12 or 13, and my friends and I just rolled up a piece of paper and we smoked it.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, I told my dad, I was like, Dad, we smoked a piece of paper. He's like, okay, don't do it again. Like, why did you do that?
Don't do it again. I don't know.
Never tell me a story like
That's
that
great.
again.
That's a typical parent. I think they would say, I don't. Maybe not.
Maybe don't do that
Maybe
one.
not do it.
It went.
You're
So,
like,
it burned
you
so
don't know,
quickly.
and you're laughing.
we
what?
did that too. We would light it on fire.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
We just
But
put
it was
burning
cool.
paper in our mouth. Really?
Could catch your mustache on fire.
Build the immune system, I guess.
Yeah, it's
That's
weird.
so funny. Luke, you were so pure.
I was a
Yeah.
pure soul.
Yeah. Luke like can't lie.
Yes.
It's actually impossible. It's really funny.
Except when we play board games and like you're trying to
Yeah.
figure out who's who in it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And Olivia will always be like, she'll turn everyone against me immediately. And she's like, I know when he's lying and I'm not lying. And she'll just be like, you're lying. And then she'll like basically ostracize me for the beginning. You know, it's what's happening. And then I'll be completely screwed for the rest of the game. And then
Now, what's that called?
That's
That she
great.
when she's doing that? What do you call that?
manipulation.
That's what I was
Winning.
wondering.
Winning.
A
Manipulating to
champion.
win.
I don't know. Maybe manipulation.
That's what he said.
Depends on which way you look at
Control.
it, but it technically is winning too. So.
True.
Yeah.
You got to keep it spicy. You know.
Oh, yeah. Mix it up. A little manipulation here.
Right.
I've gotten better.
Oh no, it's fine. Whenever I've
just
realized
kidding.
that like I just can't play board games really. Like I can,
It
I just
really
like
actually
Can you play
ruins-
Scrabble?
I can play
We like that
Scrabble.
Scrabble.
I
Play
don't
Scrabble
care
with
enough
us.
about words.
A lot of games like
good.
have actually ruined relationships.
Yeah.
Wow, like
Yeah.
a game.
Like we're good, you know, but it definitely put like a
Damper.
damper in our
Oh,
relationship.
you know.
wow.
Yeah.
You
No,
get-
not, you know. Of
Have I
people.
told you the story when we played Catan on Luke's birthday and I didn't speak to him the rest of the day?
Yes,
On his birthday, you can't do that.
that is so mean.
That
know.
breaks.
You need
that's,
to
that's the
repent a
biggest.
lot of times
It's
for that.
bad. I
On
mean,
your
I
birthday?
feel bad about it.
Olivia, look Luke in the eye right now, so everybody can see, and tell him how you
Get knee to knee right
sorry
now.
you are for that.
so
As much
sorry
as you can.
About what?
for ignoring you after
Look at his face.
Catan, but
Look at his
also you stole.
No,
See?
nope. Stop,
Caveat.
stop, 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 stop.
Caveat.
He took my settlement space.
Wait, go backwards. Go
And
back.
I'll never get over it.
Rewind. Look him in the eyes and
I'm
tell him
sorry
how
that on your birthday I didn't speak to you after the game of Catan
What were you sorry about?
4 years ago.
Wait.
Repent.
4 years ago?
Four,
How many?
4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
Not 3, but 4.
Is this 5?
This is 5.
5.
That's 5.
Yeah, you should ask him that.
That's 4, and that's 5.
I don't know. I think I do 4. Like it depends. I go 1 like this. I go 2 like this, and I flip it for 3.
There you go.
I flip it for 4, and then I open for 5.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to pay
You think-
attention. I don't know
Ooh,
what.
One.
Luke does this a lot. He'll put his arm out.
Is that for 5?
Yeah, for 5. High five. No, 1, 2, 3. You switch,
3's a little bit sideways.
and then you go all the way back, and then you rotate back out.
4.
So
1,
it's
2,
1 is almost
3,
angled like
4,
this.
5.
1.
Yeah, 1.
never-
Yeah, I'd
out.
for
1,
sure
2.
do
You're
5
right, you're
like
right.
this.
You're
No,
right.
you wrap
Because
around, and then you come
it feels
out.
weird to do 5 like that.
Yeah, because doing
Five
like
like
1
this.
like that is like you're turning too much.
Right.
One time.
Dumbest
What?
conversation.
No, this makes sense. 1, you loop around. You start sideways. 2, and it's just a build. 4, 5.
3,
That's
4,
right.
5. Yeah,
That's weird.
that's right.
It's like you're.
What about
oh,
6?
Yeah, da, 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 da.
What about 6?
Then you open up again
Oh, right, because the 1's open.
because you show it. If it's 6, you're showing somebody, right?
Is it like
But then
open
7's
and
like
closed?
this.
7's your close again.
No, I think it's the same. 6 is like this.
It's
you're
half.
turn-
Oh, you just redo it.
Well,
I
the
think
other ones
so.
go into the half. The 1
Just
starts out
repeats.
full, then 2, then 3. See, Tim? It rotates.
Well, it feels uncomfortable to do. Yeah.
Then it goes all the way. Then it
One,
goes
two,
out.
three. Yeah, I
so
think
you're
you're
like
right.
moving
1,
and then
2,
out.
3, 4,
I'm
5.
glad we figured that out because this
6,
is very
7,
important.
8, 9, 10.
This is groundbreaking stuff.
And then 11. But you have a shoe on, so hopefully,
Untie them.
yeah.
Yeah.
21.
After 10, you've got to just trust the other person knows what you're talking about.
Right.
Right.
One of the things that
Get a chalkboard.
yeah, that
making
people give you
tallies.
too much info when they get caught in a story and they like have to explain the color like red.
But it was maroon.
Like,
cranberry.
oh, my face was as red as that.
Oh, right. Acid.
And then they have to explain, oh, it was red, and they'll look for something as red as that picture. You see that on that picture right there? My face was as red. Oh, it was red.
Right,
Oh, okay,
like
thank you.
I get that. It's red.
It wasn't green red.
or yellow red. It was red.
You can't say that that's not a good storyteller, though. It's the ones with
Yeah.
the detail.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Maybe.
Yeah, there are some details that are very fun to
Maybe,
know.
maybe not.
Especially when they exaggerate a little bit. I like that because it's fun. I mean, because you know it's not true. Like there weren't 1,000 people in line, but it felt like it.
I feel like I've been exaggerating more in my stories recently. Not
But don't
lying.
you think it's obvious exaggerations where
No.
the person's like, for sure?
Well,
that's
like
not-
sometimes, like I'm a very honest person. So then
Yes.
if I exaggerate, then I feel bad, and then I'll backtrack. You
But
know
what
I'm
if there were
saying?
like
Yeah.
20 people in line in a place where there's usually ever in line? You said there's like 1,000 people in line. That's just for fun, right?
It is for fun.
I mean, my aunt used to do this, and I think it's hilarious.
Well, I
but-
wonder if history was kind of like that. There's like
Yes.
100,000
Yeah.
people, and there's
Yes.
really like 10,000.
There were millions of people,
Right.
billions
Yep.
of people
Depends on-
in the mall.
Who's writing it? Yeah.
All right, maybe 250,000.
So
They
I
were
say if
coming
you're
out
going
of
to
nooks.
exaggerate,
There
you
was
have to
12
go
people.
way. You have to exaggerate way, way, way. So it's like not a lie,
Yeah.
but obviously not. A
I've
1,000
lied.
people.
I've embellished a little too much in stories just
Yeah.
just to make myself feel more.
Is that not
Really
your
like
job?
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's. You mean for your comedy?
No,
or in
just
life?
in life.
Like what?
Because I'm like, I have a feeling I know I have stories, I just can't remember them, and that bugs me.
Do you have one
Yeah.
off the top of your head
The
you can
same
tell us?
way.
Because I can't. I didn't
Well, I
notice.
actually do have kind of a little quirky little story that just happened.
Quirky little story.
It's quirky.
I got a little quirky little story.
Yeah, quirky little
Let's hear
story.
it.
Well, we're out with Scott and Vicky the other night, right? And we're just walking down Main Street. We're doing a progressive dinner, which is I would just highly recommend
We should do
progressive
that, y'all.
dinner.
I've only done that with youth
You
groups.
go to one place for a
Okay.
little
Like
Those
appetizers.
are
little margarita,
Little
couple
app-
of chips. Then we
Yeah,
went
okay.
to the
A fun
next
cigarette.
restaurant,
Got some, a fake cigarette.
got some stallions.
No, then we went to the next one. Got appetizers.
Then we got some appetizer. Next place, a little lobster. It was like a lobster,
Bisque.
crab ragoon, but
a
lobster.
rangoon, but they're lobster rangoons
Yes,
Okay.
with like a spicy dipping sauce.
very yummy.
Okay.
Pay the bill. Done. You're out.
Walk to the next place.
Take
you
a
pay-
right.
you paid a
walk.
How many tips did
We
you
went to 4 places. It took
We
us 4
probably
hours
paid
to eat.
$300 in tips. 300. Okay, it was 250. I'm sorry.
No, it was
Okay.
fun. It was totally worth
Well,
it.
let me think.
Where was your main meal?
It was probably 80
At
bucks in
Tony's.
tips.
So we walked back down to Tony's. Then we walked down to the soda shop. So we went to 4 places, and it took us 4 hours to eat.
And it took us 4
It's
hours.
kinda fun.
Not 5, but 4.
But it was nice because you're walking in between, kind of talking in between. There we go.
Yeah.
I
So,
I'll try not to
so
do
we're
that.
just walking down the cobblestone street, the 4 of us, little sidewalk, and there's this big dog bowl. You know how they leave dog with water?
Like,
Yeah.
They leave dog bowls out, and it's a huge one. It's got water in it, and they're just walking by. I was thinking, okay, I'll just act like I'm being
got down on
stupid.
his
So I got on
hands
my
and
hands and
knees.
knees like I was going to drink out of the
This
dog
is
bowl.
exactly where I thought you were going to go.
and none of us paid attention. We all just said, okay, let's go.
Why? What do you mean exactly?
Wait, is this your exaggeration story?
I mean,
No.
I was just assuming that since there was a dog bowl, you were going to pretend to drink out of it.
right?
He did.
Right.
He got on all 4s, Olivia, in the middle, on the street,
So I'm like,
where all these kids are like bebopping into bars.
Wait,
and he's
wait.
on his all 4s lapping up
right.
water.
And these other 2
And we all
couples
ignored
our
him.
age are walking towards us, and they kind of see it and they start laughing because they knew what I was doing. I just jump them, hey,
And we were ignoring him.
I'm the goofy one of the group, right? And
Corky.
they walk up and they said,
I'm quirky like
hey,
that.
they said, hey, we just watched one of your videos last night.
And there he is on all fours, lapping
So
up water.
they were fans.
You were like, me?
Like,
On all
You're down on
fours?
the ground on all fours.
Wait, you got up like this.
Yeah,
Me?
There was a whole scene. Had to get
Dad.
pictures.
Yeah.
that's pretty bad.
Yeah, they were from KC, and they were like knew who I was. Yeah, we just watched the video last night. We took selfies and stuff.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And then another
So
girl walks by and she goes, "Hey, I know him," with her group of girls.
I know.
That's a weird one
I'm
for
so
us.
famous.
Downtown St. Charles.
To get caught. You're acting like a dog.
He was literally on
That
all
is
fours. It
bad.
wasn't like a scrunched down. He
Is
was
that
like
the
down.
worst? Is that the worst situation where you've been recognized? Is
Maybe.
Well, it was
you
kind
know,
of weird.
on all fours in the middle of a town?
Just me walking, being normal. And
you weren't walking. You were on all fours.
Well, at that time,
That's what she's saying.
He kept the bit going all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be like, you were walking, and he's like behind you, like,
He's a Furby.
He
now.
goes into one of the stores and gets a leash. She's like, Heather, this is
Yeah.
funny. She's like, this is not funny.
This is not funny.
Lifting my
When
leg
he
on
was- In fact, when he was doing that, I was like, okay, let's go. And then Scott and Vicky were just like, what are we doing? But they don't care. They know us for so long. They just like go with the flow.
Dad, this is hilarious.
I mean, I was chasing
And
an
Scott was all
ambulance went
Do
by. I
you feel-
chased
taking
it.
pictures.
Do you
and-
feel as though you're just getting more and more unhinged the older you get?
Yeah, a
Not that
little more of those.
Not that you're old or anything.
Yeah, making those comments, those Bobby comments. Hey, you got yourself a big old sandwich there, huh? Just talking.
look
to
at that
strangers,
sandwich.
like, yeah,
But he's doing that
That's
for
so funny.
yeah.
to be
And
conversation.
like-
and I think it's because I have a little more. I have a little more.
Yeah, well, you weren't even there, and it was like
I would
not that funny.
I would run away from you. I'd be like, I don't know him.
Well, he
Like,
was back here, and we're all three of us are way up here, and those
so
people
you
come
were
to us.
alone.
He was
You
kind of
were
alone.
Pretty
Well, we
much.
all were like, okay, bye bye.
It's pretty good.
We just ignored him.
Yeah,
What
I
did
wasn't,
you want?
I wasn't totally with the group at
Wait,
that
what did you want the reaction? Did you want a reaction from the group that you're with?
Just the group I was with.
Yeah, he just wanted
And
us
then
to
the other
laugh.
group comes in, so I'm like, hey, join us. I'm hilarious.
So did you actually
I'm
drink?
wacky.
Did you drink out of the bowl?
No, I didn't drink out of the bowl.
No, but just looked like
I
he was
mean,
gonna. It
that's
looked like
not a crazy
I'm not an
question.
that is
idiot.
not a crazy. That is not a crazy question.
That is
You were
so
all.
freaking
You had
funny.
shorts on, and you were on all
Cannot believe
fours.
that.
You got to spice things up.
Now, where's your exaggeration story
that's
that you were going
funny.
to tell us?
I thought this was going to be
Was
exaggerated.
that the exaggeration story?
Well, yeah, probably if I told that later, I'd be like, yeah. And then later on, they saw me, and I was acting like I was lifting my leg on a bush or something. Or
Yeah.
Oh, so
And
you're
then they
saying
caught
you would
me
have
again.
added to the
they
story?
caught me again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
But
Right.
then people with you would be like, that probably.
But what
didn't
happens
happen,
is, and I've
did it?
seen this with actual comedians, a couple, one in particular, that it's like they would tell stories and embellish them, and then they would believe they actually happened.
That's
You
happened to
told
me.
it so much.
That happens to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thought it actually
Oh,
happened.
of your
Or
own
I'll
story.
have dreams and I think that dream happened
Yes.
from
That's
like way
when I
back
was
though,
a
when I
kid.
was like a kid.
Yeah.
So,
me
like,
too.
Right.
Never mind.
Say
That's
it.
pretty normal.
Your dreams are so crazy that it's wild that would happen. That would
Yeah,
happen.
I do
You're
have
like
crazy
flying on
dreams.
unicorns
Yeah,
in space.
Dreams.
Yeah, but
here's
you have
what
such a
dreams
feeling attached to it that you feel connected to it.
you do.
Maybe you're living in another
Because
simulation.
I have weird dreams too, and I think.
Yeah. Here's what I think
Wait,
dreams
is that a
are.
dream?
Test my theory. I'm
All
going
right.
to test my theory on you guys.
All right.
How long do I have to test it
Dreams
for?
are like if you let a crazy person direct a movie and you gave them an unlimited budget.
Yeah,
That's what a dream is.
yeah. There's no limit.
It's like, give me
think there's a
1,000
movie.
elephants,
Yeah,
and I want his third grade teacher. Find her, get her in here. That kind of
true.
stuff.
I think
Just-
there's a movie like that about a guy who was actually a real guy, so it's kind of his biography, but he was a little
yeah.
wonky.
The,
but it
Adam
almost is like
Sandler
he
one?
was.
The
I didn't see
director.
it. Yeah, and it's
Oh.
almost like it was dreams.
Franco, James
have
Franco.
you seen-
Franco
okay.
did it. Yeah,
Have you seen Big Fish?
No,
I love
Livia,
that movie.
I would say.
Oh, it'll make you sob,
particular.
though.
Watch it, but just be careful.
You're gonna
'cause You're gonna
cry.
be sobbing at the
You're gonna
end.
sob so bad.
okay.
And I don't even know,
And I know you
whether
like
to
that
talk
kind.
about it, just so you can watch it. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, let's not
I'll
talk
okay.
about
watch
it.
it.
Okay, everyone listening and watching, watch Big Fish.
Big fish.
And I guarantee you will be sobbing.
should
at
watch
the
it
end. If
again.
you don't, if you're not crying at that movie,
I sob at everything.
You're not
so
a
yeah,
normal
I'll
human
probably
being.
cry at it.
But once again, it's so fun when you have a story or
I know.
or maybe even a
I
bit of
write
gossip.
mine down. I write mine down
Oh,
so
that's
I don't
good.
forget them.
Your dreams?
Just like crazy things that'll happen
Stories.
to me.
Oh.
Yeah,
I have
that's
to write
smart.
them down.
That's
Do you have-
smart.
Read one that you have written down.
Well, they're not probably good for this,
Oh,
but
they're that bad of stories?
just like embarrassing moments, you know. We all got our embarrassing
We
Oh,
moments.
so you don't want to tell that.
They're not quirky stories.
I think I've told a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most of them are like, I just probably, you know, yeah. I don't know if I want
'Cause
them
I-
out in the world.
That's
Well,
fine.
because I know that I've been a part of many stories because people will remind me of stories, and I guess I just live my life like, oh, that's cool that I was part of that kind of deal, that other people remember it, but
Well, they might remember it because it features them and you're a part of it. But
Yeah.
the ones that feature you, easily
It is
remember
weird
easier.
when people that you'll see from like the past will be like, oh my gosh, I remember this time when you did this or said this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I literally
Oh, that just happened to
don't.
me.
don't remember.
Yeah.
So,
It's like a
at
low
all.
tier moment.
A
for me.
fan
Yeah.
gave Dad a card and a letter to give to me, and this was like a month ago. It was so cute, and I worked with her during college, and so she in the letter recanted something I had said to her, and I totally
Wait, is it
remembered.
recant?
I shouldn't have
Is
said
recant mean
recant.
remember? Recant means
remember.
Remember.
Recount?
Recount. Thank you. And anyway, basically the story was that we were talking about getting married and stuff, and she said, "I always want to get married on Halloween." And she said this in this letter just this last couple of weeks ago. She goes, and then I said to her, "Are you a witch?" and she said, "No, I just like the fall and I like pumpkins."
you would write.
But I loved that she remembered that, and I remembered it too. I totally remembered saying that and doing that. And we started texting after she wrote the letter because I haven't seen her for 20 years. And then we were just laughing so hard about that. It's like, what? Oh, I'm glad you forgave me. Like, what? I go right to witch?
Are
That's
you a
nice.
witch?
Yeah,
Are you a
wanted
witch?
I wanted to have a Halloween party at my house. Do you worship Satan?
It was so extreme.
No, I don't worship Satan.
I like pumpkins and candy.
I like those little.
No, it's like, what's wrong with
I like
you?
candy corns and those little pumpkins. I don't know.
But it was such a sweet letter. It was
I
2
like the
pages
color
long.
orange.
So sweet. So shout out to Barb.
Oh, Barb.
Yeah.
Shout out, Barb.
Sorry about that, Barb.
Sorry,
I know.
Barb.
She forgave me.
You're not a witch,
Luckily,
Barb.
she's
Witch.
funny and not so sensitive.
Yeah, I'm playing golf this weekend. Do you beat your wife? What?
I know. So
Are you
bad.
neglecting your
Are
family?
you neglecting your kids? I don't even remember I said it. No, I didn't mean that.
I'm so glad I remembered, though.
Well, there's times where I'll say something super embarrassing and then I'll be like, never remember that again. And then I don't usually remember.
Oh, yeah.
That's
So.
impressive.
So if someone were to come up to me and be like, do you remember when you said this? I'd be like, oh no.
I believe you,
no.
but I don't know.
I'm sorry about that.
Dad's friend says that all the time if you say. Now, one time, a long time ago, he goes, oh, no, please don't say. Don't tell me. I was a dumb.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Don't
was
bring it
like,
up.
Don't bring it up.
Ah.
But it was going to be a good thing, but he always thinks it's going to be a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm not proud.
Not you, your friend
What?
does what I just said. Anyway.
Says things about that I did?
No,
that I'll say
no,
it, or
no.
the friend
sorry.
will say that.
I told it wrong. Yeah, when I'm gonna say something good to him, and your friend will say, "Oh yeah, don't bring it up because I'm a dork.
Wait a
or I
second.
said a lot of dumb things."
Wait a
and
second.
I'm like, it's gonna be a good thing, but he thinks it's gonna be a bad thing.
Are you a witch?
Yeah,
She's a witch.
I'm a witch.
Burn her.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Luke had 2 interesting topics. You want to talk about one of them?
Oh, good. We're actually producing.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh.
Which one you want to touch on?
Yeah. Basically, I'm not that old, but the older I get, the less I like to do everything. Like I used to just like doing everything. Now I'm like more particular in the things that I do and the things that
good.
I watch
That's wise.
and the
Totally
things that I
understand.
spend time doing.
Very wise.
So recently I have not been interested in like if I watch a movie, it better be awesome. Otherwise I'm going to turn it off because I'm just like, I don't want to waste 2 hours sitting here doing nothing. Anyway. So I haven't
Totally
been
understand
like,
that.
so I have not been binging shows at all. I've just kind of been like doing more things. I don't know, figuring out things I like. But then I started watching Seinfeld randomly,
We are too.
and
We never have.
man, I've never watched it. I tried
Never
once,
did either.
didn't click. Didn't even click with Jerry Seinfeld's stand-up, which is like whatever. It just hit me, it clicked, and I was like, this might be one of the best shows ever made.
Right?
Interesting.
Right? That's so
Wow.
weird because we were
Interesting.
watching it too, and we never watched it because that was our date night
Yeah.
when it actually came on back in the day.
Yeah.
So there's so many references that our friends and people around
know.
the world make.
It's almost
that
like we have
didn't
to
know
watch
about.
it, or
Yeah.
we don't understand
It's
what
like
our
we have
friends
to
are
catch up
talking
to
about.
culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy how many cultural things that they're talking
So
about
many
there
that
are-
started there.
that people still talk about now.
Yes.
It is really
Yes.
weird how forward thinking they were. And I used to think Jerry Seinfeld was super clever, right, in his stand up.
Right.
I've never really laughed out loud at it. And then the more I've been watching it, I just laugh out loud at like almost all of his bits.
I know.
Yeah.
And like one of the lines, he was at a party with George and Elaine. They were all at a party. And this lady was like, "Oh, I know who you are. You're the guy who does stand up. You talk about just like regular day stuff." And then he goes, "Yeah, that's me." And then she just like walks away. I just thought it was so funny because that's his whole thing. It's just he like talks about regular day stuff. But anyway,
But now they're like, going to get the pilot going, and it's
That's
like,
where
I
we're
feel
on
like
season
this
4.
podcast. Oh, so we must be on the same place. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. And so then it makes me think of this podcast too, because like this is a show about nothing. Like they're so excited,
Yeah.
presented to NBC and everything. It's like it's literally about nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been saying that about the podcast, and not in a bad way. Just
So-
saying we're not.
So what about,
We
because
don't
that's
bring a
what
lot to
a lot of people
Yeah.
say, even comedians do, and it's like I go back and forth. I'll go back and watch. I think Heather watched she watched all seasons straight through during COVID, didn't you?
Oh, just during the end of COVID, like right before
Yeah.
we moved here.
Oh, Seinfeld?
It was on all
Well, I
the
don't even
time.
know if I got all the way through it, but I almost did.
Yeah.
But then now I just feel like backtracking because I feel like I missed out on all these years.
Yeah, and yeah, but I guess the
we are
question is,
together.
what about it? So it's just about the references that you, or what about
Everything
it?
just ties together. And then
Yeah.
there's usually like a main theme and then like two smaller
Sub-themes.
themes.
Yeah,
But there's no wasted characters and there's no
No,
wasted
there's
space.
not.
Like we just watched the
Larry
movie
David is
theater
hilarious.
episode. The
Oh,
movie
the which
theater
one?
where they all are
have a
switching
few.
between movie
Yes.
theaters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's
Rochelle,
just
Rochelle.
no wasted time. Like every single moment of the show is entertaining.
right.
Like even when Elaine is sitting in the movie theater alone and she's like saving all these seats for everyone.
Yes.
Like that's
No,
funny.
it's for
Does she have coats and stuff? Or
Yeah,
like-
Yes.
coats and then
We just
everything, and
saw
she's
that
like,
video.
anxiety attack.
And people
Yes.
keep walking up. She's like, "These are safe. These are safe." Like,
These
I'm
are
just
like,
like-
just
while
take
she's
them.
going through that, George keeps getting like out of the theater because he's looking for Jerry, and then he comes back in, and then he has to use all of his friends' tickets to get back in because he forgets his stub.
Yeah.
But it's like all the things that like
Yeah.
is annoying about going to the movie theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they make it genius, and like you can't find your friends. That movie's booked up. You're in the wrong line. All this
Yeah.
stuff.
So it's not okay.
Yeah.
So I would say it's not overthought.
Right.
You're just really kind of doing
Yeah.
scenes that people relate to. Not necessarily like a lot of sitcoms. They have to fill it with corny jokes. Every
Yeah.
other line
Right.
has to be a corny.
They're just doing
and,
stuff.
And I get like a lot of people like Big Bang Theory, and I don't.
We don't-
To me,
We don't track yet.
don't understand it.
Yeah, we don't think
yeah,
we're
'cause I'm
smart
not
enough,
smart.
I guess.
I don't understand
We think
science.
we're not getting it.
But it's just that it's almost like a pandering or a system. You feel like
Yeah.
it's just
But that's because science.
every other line has to be a laugh line,
Yeah.
has to be where with them it's just situational.
Yeah.
Well, I saw Larry
You
David.
have a crazy friend doing a stupid thing, like
Yeah.
Kramer will come in and
Oh my gosh.
he's getting a
I
new
love
air
him
conditioner,
so
and
much.
or he's putting wood paneling on his
Yeah.
he's making his
making a Merv
his
Griffin
apartment
set.
into like a den or like a,
Yeah.
a
They
man
make a Merv
cave kind of
Griffin.
thing.
so funny.
I just saw an interview with Larry David yesterday, and that's the guy who writes it. And then he said that the gist of that whole show was like to do whatever you want to do and make no apologies when you're doing it. So they never apologize. They don't.
Right.
They're not sorry for their actions.
No.
They just keep going and doing.
They're horrible.
And
They're
it's so
horrible
funny.
people.
They're all horrible
Yes,
people.
they're
They
all
fail it so
horrible.
much.
Yeah.
It's like they don't
They're-
have anybody in their lives. They can't keep a relationship.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, they're terrible.
They don't care about kids. I mean, there's
No.
Yeah.
no idea in their head about having any kind of family.
Right. Yeah.
you're like,
It's
what are
they
and you
doing?
make
They're
no
just
apologies.
floating in New York
They make
City.
no
Yeah.
apologies for it. That's what he said. That's what he said the gist was.
Yeah.
And one little note I was going to say is every time Kramer would come in after like a certain season, the audience would
Clap.
clap.
Yeah.
And then they had to shut that down.
Yeah.
Like the people that manage the audiences of those sitcoms, they'd be like, no clapping, no
Yeah.
clapping, because it was kind of wrecking the flow.
Yeah.
And they decided as as a crew. I mean, of all four
the
four of
four of
them
them.
decided like we gotta shut that down.
Well, and
But
it's
it went on for a while.
Well, what's good about that cast? We've got Jerry,
Yeah.
you've got Kramer,
Yeah.
you got George, and you've got Elaine. So but each one has such a different personality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Kramer's the nutty one who'll try anything, just a
Yeah.
kid-like
But he's
guy.
like good at everything.
You've got George,
Yeah.
which is the pessimist.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, you've got Jerry, which is kind of like in the
Come
you know,
on, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
in the middle, and you have Elaine, which is kind of airy and
Right.
Yeah.
she's hey, what? She wouldn't hurt anybody. She
Right.
doesn't have
She kind of gets on bandwagons, and then she's gonna fight to the death for any,
Right.
like the Yankees or whoever she's
Vegans.
or
Yeah.
Orioles.
vegans or women's lib and all that kind of stuff. So
Right. Yeah.
funny.
And then they bring in these other characters like Soup Nazi,
Yeah.
and then they bring in like George's parents and just how they interact with them, and so it's just more situational. It's not this
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
format.
It's
Well,
not.
Kramer was actually a real guy that Larry David knew across from his apartment, and the Soup Nazi was actually a real guy who tried to sue the show
yeah.
because they
so
wrecked his
funny.
business.
Yeah, well,
He says.
the Kramer character in real life, you can tell they know this guy, and he's kind of irritating.
Yeah.
He's like irritates them because he's tried to make all this money off.
Oh, yeah. He's
being
gonna
the guy who was the
It's
actual Kramer.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
Wow.
he does like little tours and
yeah.
tries to sell
It's
stuff.
funny though.
Wow. That's really interesting.
Anyway,
Well, there's just like it's all subtle. Like all the jokes are subtle. Like hello Newman, but he says it every time that Newman comes in,
Right.
and it's not really meant to be that funny, but it just like got funny, and he does it every time.
Right.
I don't know.
It
It's
is
like
funny. It's so
even
true.
when like Newman and Kramer go into the courthouse, and Newman like tries to become a lawyer, and like Kramer just got kicked in the head from like someone beat him up on the street, and so he's like concussed and he can't remember anything, and they had this plan before. It's just all so clever and weird,
gosh,
and
it
I don't know.
is.
We
It's
saw
great.
what was it 2 nights ago? We watched the one where George is at. He was with his girlfriend or something at a party, and she introduced him to her brother. And
Oh
her
my
brother's
gosh.
just this
Double dip.
this kind of
Tim.
gnarly guy.
Oh yeah,
We
the
just
double
watched
dip. Yeah,
it.
we just watched that
The
one.
We
death
just watched
certificate
it.
one.
Chip.
Yeah.
He just dipping a chip and he dips it again.
So we're in the same place. That's
That's
so weird,
really
you
weird.
Totally
guys.
confronts him. No, wait.
And we've never talked about
You
this.
dipped. You ate. And then you dipped again.
Yeah,
You
it
dip
did.
how you want to dip,
then
and
I was
I'll
like-
dip how I want to dip.
Is that where double
They
dip
fight.
came from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So crazy.
Well, yeah.
And then they get in a
All
big
these
fight.
things.
That episode, and George he's the worst.
Yeah,
George
he
is,
is. Oh,
but
yeah.
he's so I love him because like the whole that in that episode the death certificate thing.
Yes.
To where like he needs to save, like he's buying a trip to be the boyfriend to go support his girlfriend's aunt who died at a funeral,
Oh, he's trying to
and
get a
the
discount.
flight attendant was like, if you bring back a death certificate, we'll give you 50% off. So like his whole point being there is to get 50% off of his.
To get a copy of the death
Death
certificate.
Yeah,
certificate.
he's like asking all the people who are mourning for the death certificate.
Just
But
to
then
get
there's
a
a big
discount
fight
on his
'cause
plane.
of-
Yeah,
double dipping.
because he's so cheap, but he doesn't have a job. I don't know.
He's
it's
so
really funny.
petty and
Yeah.
cheap. Yeah.
It's so funny.
So funny. Anyway.
What was the one where they go somehow Jerry and Kramer go to the surgery?
Oh,
the
they
doctor
do-
invites him to
Oh,
go.
the junior
Well, that
mints.
whole thing, it's like Elaine's ex-boyfriend, she has to visit him in the hospital. Now he's lost all this weight, so now she's reattracted to him again.
Yeah,
But
because
Jerry's supposed to pretend to be the
yeah,
boyfriend.
we're going to the Poconos this weekend. Shut up, Jerry.
Then later, when she could see him slurping up all the spaghetti.
Yeah.
But then they
A
went into
junior
his
mint.
surgery and they dropped the
And he
junior
pulls out a
mint
box of
into-
Junior Mints. Like, who thinks of
Like
this?
Kramer does.
And then they fight over it or whatever, and it falls into the
It saves his
the
life.
cadaver
man.
of the guy getting
It's just so
operated
funny.
on. But somehow that Junior Mint saved his life.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, something in, something like a disinfectant
It's just
or
so
like
like
it
clever, but
killed-
like not like
killed the
so
infection.
simple.
Yes.
Funny.
Yeah, but I think that show's definitely influenced other shows moving
For sure.
forward.
Well,
Like
it
I
had
think
to.
about
The-
because I kind of
the different
compare
pattern.
now. You compare it with like The Office and Parks and Rec, and
It just evolved.
which because that kind of like for me, The Office is kind of the standard now.
Yeah.
But they have just so many characters that it's
Yeah,
wild
that
how
is
works.
interesting how
they
that
have
worked, too,
10
yeah.
to 12 people in that office, but they still kind of work because they've had characters in the past that just kind of fell off.
Yeah.
Like people in the show, like with Parks and Rec. What was the guy? Amy Poehler. What's her what's her character's name in Parks and Rec?
Leslie.
Leslie
The
Knope.
nurse.
Oh,
Ann?
yeah, Ann.
Ann was
Perkins.
and Ann was
Ann
dating
Perkins.
the
Mark?
good-looking guy
Mark, yeah.
Mark, and he was fun. He was good, but it didn't really work.
He was actually a writer.
Yeah.
He's a writer for that show, and then they just kind of
Well, then they brought in,
wrote
Chris and
himself
Ben,
up.
and it kind of added what Mark had.
Yeah.
But Chris was more uppity, and Ben was more pessimistic.
Pratt.
and-
You mean?
Yeah, so Chris Pratt was just
Chris,
Andy
no,
Dwyer was
Chris.
just kind of a side character. They
Yeah,
didn't.
they weren't even going to keep him.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
It's
Yeah.
crazy how those shows evolve.
It's cool how things evolve. It's good to kind of hash this out because, if you ever come up with some ideas that you want to do in
Yeah.
the future,
Yeah.
it's like things are always changing and evolving
not
until
set
you
in stone,
hit.
yeah.
You hit it, and then
Well,
it's
Creed.
like, this
Creed.
is good.
Creed was a character on Office. They weren't. He was just a kind of an extra.
Yeah. Same with Phyllis.
Yeah.
Phyllis, too. She
I
was
think
just
she's a background person.
No, she was just a reader. She was just
Oh,
a
reader,
script reader,
okay.
and they brought her in.
This episode of the Tim Hawkins Podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. It's really interesting and life-changing when you learn something about yourself. I always thought of myself as a nice person, friendly, but I got to admit, I was a little judgy. If somebody had a little quirk or something I didn't quite gel with, I would pull back a little bit, not pursue the relationship. Of course, I've got quite a few quirks myself, but when I learned to stop pulling away and press in a little more with people, I'm at a point where I have some of the coolest and closest friendships and relationships I've ever had. Therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way we do until we, talk through things. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. It's simple. Fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge, and that's awesome. So discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Hawkins today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Hawkins.
A show that's not like that, like I think it's its own show, is Arrested Development. Like I think
Yes.
that's unique. Like I think that
And
the
that's another one I
sitcom piece and then The Office and Parks and Rec are kind of the thing. And then Arrested Development is like its whole other.
Nuts. There's so many good things about that. He's like, do you even know what chickens do? What is wrong with you guys?
I just watched the one where they go down to Mexico and he does that weird chicken dance.
Yeah.
But to
Job
they
does?
say down in Mexico it's means you want to fight.
Oh yeah.
So he keeps doing it and then he just gets tackled by the people who've done that. It's
Oh
so
my
funny.
god!
I like the in all of those shows, there's a storyline, but you can also watch any episode and get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what's the best about it.
Yeah.
You're not like, wait, what happened in the last episode? Who's breaking up with who? Because they're always dating someone new.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right.
Are you talking about Arrested Development or
I think any of
or
them really.
Any of
Seinfeld
them.
too? Yeah.
Seinfeld, you can
It's its
jump
own
in.
piece.
Yeah.
But they got to feature a bunch of people, and it's fun to see it now and see some of the people they dated are now became stars of other things in the future.
Yeah.
Like Terry Hatcher and then Bryan Cranston. He was
Yeah,
in
there's
there
quite
too.
a few. I can't
Well, I mean,
remember.
Friends had a bunch of people like Reese Witherspoon was
Yeah,
like,
it was a sister.
yeah, it was his
What
sister,
now-
and then Paul Rudd was.
Friends.
Oh,
Let's talk about that real quick. Now, are you guys familiar with Friends?
We're not super.
I
familiar
watched
with
the
it.
whole thing, but I'm not.
I
Not my
never really
thing.
watched it.
We never really watched it either.
Yeah, I think you should.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've watched it, but
Yeah.
not faithfully and again, that was on date night too.
Right.
So every Thursday night was those two
Yeah.
things.
I think that was a really good show.
Friends.
Yeah, it was.
I
'Cause,
watched. Yeah.
Yeah, they-
I don't
they
think
are
there was
funny.
I don't think there's a weak link in that whole
Yeah, the one I
cast.
have. Oh, we saw the documentary thing or whatever.
The
thing-
reunion?
Yeah, that was cool. That's what made us want to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
I watched
sweet.
it a while ago. I haven't watched it in a while. It's for me. It's been hard to rewatch for some reason. I think I had to get back into it because the laugh track threw me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just for some reason Seinfeld's laugh track has not thrown me off, but How I Met Your Mother is a bad laugh track. Big Bang Theory is
Yeah,
a bad
Friends
laugh.
is
It's
pretty bad
kind of
too.
like
That's what you should do. Watch Bing Bang Bing Bang Bing.
Bing dang bong.
Watch Bing Bang Bong. Watch it. You'll love it.
Watch it where they take out the laugh track. It's horrible.
it doesn't hold weight at all.
Really?
Dang.
Oh, it
Interesting.
doesn't?
No.
Oh, I'll have to watch that.
But people love that show. Good
Yeah.
friends of mine who know
Lots of-
comedy, they love
Yeah,
it.
funny people.
And I was like, I get it.
Yeah, we get that you like
But I don't.
At the same time, I don't get it.
Do you ever get mad when people don't like a show you don't like?
Yeah,
Get
that
mad?
movie, Mixed Nuts.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
You're going to tell me the truth one of these days.
You can never tell. If
You
a
really
person's
like that
lying.
movie?
That was one of the worst movies
It's the greatest
ever
Christmas movie
seen.
ever written.
No, it wasn't offensive or
It's
anything.
amazing.
Maybe
It's nuts.
It's
No.
fun.
because
It's
I
kinda
hate.
fun.
You know what I hate about? Because I feel like I don't get it. I'm not
You're not in on the
smart
joke,
enough.
Dad.
And maybe it was a situational thing, mixed nuts. It was like we don't know what to watch, and it came on, and we had really.
How did you
low
find
expectations.
that?
Well, it's a
It
fun
found
little
us.
movie.
It found us, Dad.
Because I was so
Found us.
because I trust you two so with everything I have that you're so cool and hip that you know this thing that I don't know, and you shared it with me. So I'm like, oh honey, let's just. I was excited about it, and then the more I watched, I'm like, okay, here it comes. Something's got to come. Something's got to.
So much happened.
So much happened.
So much happened.
Too much happened that didn't make any sense.
Oh, it
Exactly.
made sense.
Was it supposed to make sense?
No.
It was just fun. It's kind of like Around the World in 80 Days, kind of
Just looniness.
nuance.
I get slapstick, all that, but guys,
But yeah, I do.
Strike one.
I do
Strike
understand
one.
So many
that
good
feeling.
people in it, though, too.
I do understand the feeling.
Madeline
so.
McCann and Steve
Alan Carr,
Martin.
yeah.
That other guy, I forget his name.
Yeah.
Anyway,
One movie it's in my top 5. Have you seen Galaxy Quest?
Yes.
It might be the perfect movie.
say
Oh,
your
Galaxy
favorite line.
Quest?
Yeah.
Say your favorite line from that.
My favorite line is Alan Rickman. He was playing the weird alien
Alien.
with the weird head, and they're going through the minefield,
Yeah.
and they're just when he
Space.
goes, "Could you try not to hit every single one?"
So
Never give up.
irritated.
Never surrender.
Yes. Never give
Rainn
up.
Wilson's in that.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
He's
He
one-
is.
yeah.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah,
Good old
that's
Rainn.
that is a good movie.
Now, does it make you mad if someone doesn't like a movie you like?
No, it makes me mad when they suggest a movie that I don't like. And it's
Like
not
The
mad. It's just,
Internship or
it's just
whatever?
like I got to make a decision.
not
Can I
gonna
be
let that
friends with
go.
this person anymore?
It's your daughter.
Now you don't have a choice.
But I
So
know
you
you. I
gotcha.
just. It's a mystery that I don't think it'll ever be solved, and I'm okay with that.
It could have just been situational. If I watch it again, I don't know.
But here's the deal: when you do like a practical joke on somebody, there's closure. I feel like there's never going to be closure on this because I'm never going to know how you really feel about that stupid movie.
My friend in high school.
Well, what movie did you suggest to them? And they were like, no.
Oh, that movie stinks.
What was it?
Oh,
Friggin' most boring movie. It's
Which-
just
The
like
Trip.
2 hour.
Oh, The Trip.
I'm my cocaine. This is a movie. Ready, live.
Yeah, ready? We'll do
Such
the-
a good movie.
ready?
We will reenact the movie for you. Ready? Here we go. Go.
It's called The Trip.
Hey, do you want to get lunch today?
She was only 11 years old.
She was 16 years old on my
cocaine.
cocaine.
I'm my cocaine.
You want to go to another restaurant?
Yeah.
Leaping.
She was
bounding.
16 years old.
I'm my cocaine.
All
There you
right.
go. That's
All
it.
right.
What about the
movie
leaping
for
and
you.
bounding?
Maybe she'll watch it again.
No, there is
Here we
a
go,
one
here we
good
go,
line.
here we
Wait,
go.
A
wait.
costume
Right,
drama.
Gentlemen to bed,
To bed.
for we leave at 9:30.
On
Well-
the dot.
We leave at dawn. We're butchering it.
Yeah, whatever. We got
Sleep
it. You
with
get the
my
idea.
sister.
Sleep well, my brother. Sleep well, my sister. But please do not sleep with my sister.
That is a good one.
So that's
That
the whole
is-
movie for you. You don't need to watch it now.
And scene.
Yeah.
I forgive you.
No.
Are you mad that they don't like that one?
I'm not mad. I'm just
Look a little mad.
I'm
Disappointed.
just disappointed in you. That
Give it- what
one
is-
day.
what is
just
the
like
thing?
Seinfeld, you will rewatch it and you will be like, you'll go to my gravestone. You'll be like,
We're
Father,
right.
you were so right. You were so right.
We'll just put a bunch of
was
Michael
genius.
Caine photos on your grave.
No, the other.
Instead
The,
of-
Michael
but the next
Caine.
one, the next Trip movie, they talk about Roger
There's
Bull.
another one.
Yeah, one of the
There's
one of
three.
the 007s.
You guys, there's three.
I will.
one of the James.
It was filmed in the Lake District, though.
Okay. One of the James Bond's characters was Roger
like that.
Moore, and they just do Roger Moore imitations all the time. Roger Moore, Roger Moore.
So the same exact.
To me, well,
voice.
here's the deal. That is my definition of the perfect lunch, or just sitting around and just doing voices back and
I
forth.
feel like
just totally adding on the last thing and just doing that.
It did seem like I was just watching you and Levi
hang out.
hang out
Okay.
And that's
Okay,
why I
that's
feel
cute.
like
for hours.
because whenever I see you hang out with your comedian friends, like,
Yeah.
and you guys are just like talking about absolutely nothing,
But you
then
think
I'm
it's
like,
so
okay, that makes
entertaining?
sense.
Okay.
There
So
you
it's
go.
like you and
Yes.
Levi when you'll be in the car and you guys will just banter. And I'm like, what is happening up there?
Yeah.
But
So
that
now- yeah.
you guys go into a different world.
That's what I feel like on the Hawkins text thread. It's like, what is happening on this?
We
text
all have our
thread?
different ways of getting to that place of not saying anything.
Many pictures I don't understand.
You're not supposed to.
Okay, our
Apparently.
text thread with the Hooker family is
Called the Hookins.
it's like Bizarro World.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't make any sense, but
Yes.
people get it. It's like a different language. The
We
pictures
don't
that
get
are
it.
sent are random. It'll just be somebody's scraped up leg, and then somebody making fun of whatever.
and it's a close up of
Here's-
someone's
It's like a
eyeballs.
lot of like someone's like horrible injuries.
No, like here's
Yeah,
what
or
will happen.
people's butts. There's
Here's-
a lot of boys' butts on there.
Here's what will happen.
Yeah, just
is like,
bare naked.
Yeah.
Don't love
People-
seeing anymore.
it's like what will happen is
Why me,
Should
Lord?
we preface what this is? There's a family. They have 4 kids and
Yeah.
2 parents. And I don't know why I had to preface that, but we
So the parents
parents.
and
4 kids.
4
2
kids,
parents.
2 parents.
and all
And
everybody's involved.
They're crazy. They're all out of their minds, just like us. And we have a group chat for
all
both
of
of our
us.
families, and we just post stupid stuff into it.
But the majority of this group are boys. They have
Yeah.
3 boys and 1 girl.
Yeah.
We have 3 boys and 1 girl.
Yes.
And so imagine.
what happens
chaos ensues.
is someone will post a picture of someone either mangled
Yeah.
or someone looks extraordinarily fat in this particular picture.
Yes. Right.
And then everyone will screenshot it and zoom in on different
Yes.
pieces of the picture and then
Like an eyeball
resend
or
it.
belly button.
Yes.
But then one of the
or
moms,
crack.
either Heather or Katie,
Yeah.
will just send like a nice photo of what they're doing that day.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
she did today.
Yeah, like Katie was just like hanging out with her husband and they just like sent a
Nice little photo.
selfie and
And then
then
Yeah.
it just went downhill from
and
there.
then Eli sent a photo and then Spencer sent one and
Looks like he's pregnant.
he looks pregnant and then Sam sent one and he just got into a motorcycle accident and he can't walk.
All of his stomach is
Spencer looks
scraped.
like he woke up from like a 2-week bender or something.
Well,
did.
it's a picture of Spencer looking at the camera, no shirt, his hair is disheveled, he has a blank look on his face in front of a sink full of soapy water.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And you're like, why?
are you? I feel. Should I be concerned?
Probably.
Seriously, it's
Probably,
like,
yeah.
But
I
it's
mean,
not like it's like 3 a.m. It was 11:30 a.m. on a Sunday and he has children. It's like
it's like your day off.
Exactly.
You got
exactly.
to sleep in.
I mean, this week or a few
Oh
days
my
ago, I
gosh.
put, "Why, Lord, why?" And it's like a guy banging his head up against the wall because why am I
there's
in this thread?
There's some rough sights in there.
well,
Sometimes
Sam,
I feel like I want to exit, but then I feel like I don't want to be rude, so I just don't have to look.
How could you exit?
Sam looks like our friend Sam looks like uncooked roast beef. His
Okay,
body
our
right
friend,
now. It's bad.
so
our friend
bad.
Sam, who's in the
So bad.
this
It makes me
group chat,
cringe. I feel bad
He got
for him.
into a pretty bad motorcycling accident.
Do we know the details?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
we got
so
him.
he,
Okay.
So they live on like.
Wait, we should
back-
say accidents.
Oh, 2, back to back actually.
Within 30 minutes
Within
of each
30
other.
minutes.
Wait,
so
what?
he got a new motorcycle. He was riding it in his neighborhood. He fell and ended up like pretty much like exposing everything on his hand, just like
bone.
ripping his hand open. So he got blood all over his jacket, his leather jacket that you
Right.
should wear while you're riding. So he takes that off. So he's just in a t-shirt and a helmet, and he goes out again. So he
With a bloody hand?
yeah, with a bloody hand.
But the when his first accident bent this piece of metal and it's like a vital
Yeah,
part
on
of the
his bike.
motorcycle. That's important.
and
info.
he's driving it from St. Anne, Missouri to St. Charles,
St.
Missouri.
Paul, yeah.
St. Paul, sorry. To
Which is
the house,
How long
Spencer and
for
Keegan's
people?
house.
20 minutes.
So he, takes like, they live in these back country roads. So as he's
Yeah.
taking a turn, I guess that piece is important in taking turns, and it's not there. And he just flies at 45 miles an hour into this like bed of boulders, like a ditch of boulders, and just his whole stomach
it's just
Just
raw.
protected
shredded.
his body. Thank God.
Yeah, thankfully
way, yeah.
he's put on a few pounds to protect his
He
his
just
vitals.
has that belly, so it's like it just skid. It was funny thinking of it. 'Cause it's kind of like if you skipped a rock or something. It was probably just like
Oh my
it
god!
was like the belly just boop, 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 you know.
But
So
today we got to
anyways-
see it. In the
So
thread.
anyways, yeah, it's pretty brutal. So
It's
his
very
hand
brutal.
is just like completely
There's a dent in his helmet.
blown up.
Like
Blown
he
up.
would have.
Yeah, there
man.
was a hole all the way through the helmet. So if he wasn't wearing that, could have gotten and made an artery. Praise Jesus, he is
Wow.
okay.
And then he was.
And then, so I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
But then he went to the hospital, and when he got back from the hospital, he took the motorcycle out again.
No, he picked it up. He picked it up from the accident and rode it home. And he went unconscious. He went in an ambulance
Yeah.
to the
So he must have
hospital.
forgot.
They
Maybe he
gave him
forgot.
morphine. He came home. There's a video of him riding the motorcycle with his shirt off, with his wounds. But then, so he was hungry. His
He's
parents,
meme.
taking selfies
yeah.
with one
Really?
hand on
no,
the.
but really, yes.
So then he went with his sister. She was like, I'm going to get you Taco Bell because you just need to, he needs Taco Bell. So he went in the Taco Bell line, and then all of a sudden she looks over
She
at
didn't
him.
hear him for
No.
a while.
Lips are blue,
He's passed
and he's
out.
passed out in the passenger seat an hour and a half after he got back from the hospital.
What?
So she starts calling like the
She calls her
hospital she was
brother,
at.
who's becoming a doctor.
Yeah. And apparently he was like, you need to check to make sure that his pulse is like under 150 because it's over, then it's like, whatever. Turns out he's super dehydrated and hasn't eaten in over a day. He hadn't drinking any water. Anyway,
So yeah.
Good night.
so we went over
Yeah,
there.
how'd you?
better,
Looks
though.
like you
Needs
lost
a-
some weight. Yeah, I had a layer of blubber scraped off my stomach in a motorcycle wreck.
He needs someone to live with him that trains him day and night.
Well, that's what I
I
told
mean,
him.
with everything.
I
That's what I
think
said with Eli and him.
like
I think
riding
you're
a
onto-
motorcycle or not riding a motorcycle.
I think you're onto something. More people need assistance.
Yeah.
Just basically.
I'm not talking
people
about like just
who
the food
stop you
and
from
the
doing
I don't know.
things.
Some
Just
people call
doing
that
things.
parents,
Parents.
right. But he's
or
28.
your own
but-
self.
but then you
He's
get
28.
too old, and your parents.
So
can't
now
do
you got to
nothing.
pay someone.
I mean, but Eli,
Yeah.
who's his brother, is the same. They're the same caliber of crazy.
Yeah, they just keep
Yeah.
going.
He
They've
he
always
got
been
his
like that
teeth removed.
since they were younger.
And then he got his teeth removed
His
in the
wisdom
day.
teeth,
And
yeah.
you're not supposed to like drink alcohol or smoke when you do that. And
Yeah,
like,
sucking.
yeah. So then he like cracked open a beer, which he doesn't ever drink. He just like did it randomly when I was there after he got his tooth removed. And then he was like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't be doing this." But then he drank it. And then he was like, "You want to go in the sauna?" So then we went in the sauna for 40 minutes. And he has diabetes. And so like he has to regulate his blood sugar too. And he has only eaten, the only thing he ate that day
This is the
was an
brother.
entire bag of popcorn.
Just layers of bad decisions. Just like
Yes.
And
just
it was
like
2 degrees outside. It was 2 degrees outside. We went in the sauna and he was fully clothed. North Face pants with like a long flannel shirt. And we were in the sauna for 40 minutes. 2 degrees outside. And we were like, okay. He was like, I'm starting to feel like lightheaded. I was like, okay, like let's get out. So we went out. And then we went outside because it was 2 degrees because it felt good.
right.
And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go in and shower. He laid outside while I was in the shower. He fell asleep outside in 2-degree weather. In his his clothes froze from his sweat.
Oh my gosh!
Outside.
I mean, he was here the night before. He got his teeth pulled. I remember that. That's just.
These are like superhumans,
They're
but they just
so
don't know it.
entertaining.
Well, somebody was just at our house. I won't say who.
Well,
But
let me say
anyway,
this first.
and they just said-
I think wisdom teeth. Maybe
Wait,
getting them taken out, you
correlated.
lose wisdom. You like.
wait, no.
Maybe there's a reason.
This was a different time, I guess. I was mixing it up because he got another tooth pulled. But when he got his wisdom teeth out, he ate a full rack of ribs
That's
the
what
same
he got.
day.
No.
which is the
Within
last
30
thing-
minutes, he got home.
The last thing you should eat is like meat.
He got home and his dad made ribs and he's like,
He's like, I can't not eat these.
yeah.
A full rack of ribs. Then he goes on a float trip the next day.
Because I was thinking that
Put
wasn't
your mic
cold
closer.
when he got his wisdom teeth pulled. It was hot.
And he was fine. He didn't get
'Cause he
dry
stayed
socket
here.
or anything. So
Maybe there's something to it.
What were you?
No, I was just saying
They're
someone that was at
amazing.
our house and they were saying how they were referencing these boys
yeah.
and like
Yeah.
he said I'm not sure what their IQ's at.
I think most
like
people
so
have
great.
I'm a
friends
little
like have at
concerned.
least one family
funny.
with people like that in it that are
got
just
two.
these wild. Because like if they have a bonfire at their house, it's not a typical nice
No,
little.
it
No,
is
no.
It's like a 50-foot
Huge.
high.
Like,
Yeah.
They might burn the forest down.
100%.
oh, for sure. Like
Oh, yeah.
last time
One
we
little-
had a bonfire, we just put gasoline in the fire and then we shot firework mortars to start it. Like
and
that's
then we
how.
came outside. Me
That's a
and
great way to
one
start
of the
a
girls.
fire.
Awesome.
We were outside,
Yeah, it's
and then we were
pretty
just like
epic.
sitting by the fire, and random fireworks that hadn't gone off started shooting at us
Oh my
while we're
gosh.
just like chilling by the fire. Could have taken like our hair.
But
or
I will say
something.
that
Yeah.
It was wild.
we go over there a lot because it's the most fun I've ever had
Well,
in my
boys
life.
get to be
Being
boys.
over there.
You get to be boys.
They are so fun.
Yeah.
They're the most genuine people.
They're
Yes.
also probably the most godly and wise people.
100%.
We know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
just
Yeah.
like
Yeah, they are
You know.
godly.
You
for
talk to
sure.
John, the dad.
Yeah.
He's like, nah. He's always like,
Like, what
"Yeah,
are you gonna do?
I don't. You do what you can.
Like,
Maybe you shouldn't do that, Luke. I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't smoke a lit. rolled up piece of paper. I don't know.
So,
Yeah.
I want to think about it.
Yeah,
want
John
Eli in
John
here
loves
to talk
Luke
about
because
his-
John and Luke will be able to actually like
Converse.
Well,
Yeah.
I yell at Sam and Eli.
What are you doing?
You know,
they're
like,
amazing.
Yeah, you're the dad they like the second dad. You're like the second.
it's like
tier
the
dad.
second round.
Yeah.
It's like John's kind of.
Which there you go. It's like you just this male presence in their life. It's somebody that maybe John didn't quite. That's just not his thing, and you're just like the come in and let's
John was-
I
make
don't
sure
know.
these
I
boys don't die.
There's no wrangling them. There just
No,
isn't. And
it
I,
just
That's
doesn't
true. You
matter.
you
just
know
have,
what? I don't
yeah.
want to.
Well,
It didn't matter
because
who the parents
They
were.
went backpacking last year. This is the last Eli thing I'll say because I could keep going. But they went backpacking in Colorado last year.
Oh, yes.
Eli goes up, Hawaiian shirt, pants, no change of clothes. They're on a 3-day backpacking trip. You have to bring everything with you. Doesn't bring a tent, doesn't bring a sleeping bag. Just brings one change
Sounds
of
like
clothes.
Libby
and
and her triathlon.
Yeah.
Exactly. He brings a bottle of wine to a top of a mountain, sleeps in a hammock, and literally doesn't change his clothes for 4.5 days.
Well, did it work for him?
No, he said he didn't sleep one time the entire time.
Who needs ayahuasca? Just like go on a camping trip with him. You don't sleep for 4 days. You're going to be
gosh.
seeing things.
Wow.
He slept in a hammock without a blanket.
And these, see, this
the
is the group
mountains.
that wants you and John to take them skiing.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Just you guys.
How fun. We got to get a lodge. How fun would that be? Are you kidding
Be
me?
fun but scary.
I'll be mad if we don't.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you said you didn't. You and John said you didn't want to
And
go.
uh,
Well, we'll just stay
John
in
and Tim will
smoke
pick up
cigars.
the tab.
Yeah, we'll pay for it and we'll
That's
smoke
all they
cigars.
want.
Yeah.
They just want you guys to pick
Sit
up
in
the
the hot
tab.
tub and just see if they come home. I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's what those boys want.
Just wait for the phone call. I got a guy here with no stomach. He was skiing. He scraped it off on a tree.
You guys are
Says
just there
he's-
to mediate. You know, just
Says
be-
his name is Hooker.
Not
We'll
sure
be right
that's
there.
right.
Can you pinpoint where you are? We'll just be there. Let's finish the cigar.
So
It would be a
true.
trippy trip.
Be so fun.
My goodness.
We'd have the best time.
I think we're getting a phone call from our Swedish friend.
What's his
good.
name? Sven?
Sven?
Sinfern.
Okay.
Did his name change?
Hello.
Oh, hey, Sven.
That's
Hello.
for-
There, hello, the lady, and Heather, and Luke. How are you?
Pretty good. What you calling in for?
Just to say hello.
Okay.
You're my friends, and
We haven't had a
I
call
have
in a
not
while.
talked to you in a while. I miss you.
It's true.
So, how are things with the hookers?
Oh, they're good?
We were just talking about that. We were just
I
talking
heard
about that.
they're crazy. They came one time. I look at the side outside. We have sauna out here in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Do it a lot, and they're sitting there. And Eli was just showed up. It was Eli. And he,
In Sweden, at your
at
in
my
your
little
sauna.
sauna at my
Wow.
home, and he had a bottle of wine and no clothes on. So,
You know,
all
we
I had.
forgot a formality. We always play the Swedish national anthem when you come on. So
Oh
we
yeah,
have
that's
to-
right.
do you want me to sing
Feel
it?
free to sing
Oh, that's
sing along.
beautiful. Thank you for doing that. It
Yeah.
makes me feel
Welcome.
welcome
At
to
home.
your show.
Oh,
It was it's very cold here. There are many people who are white and look like me too. Go to IKEA and I make. You have to put the tables together and have meatballs and some Swedish fish. Sweden. There's another verse. Okay. I love
Don't know this very well, do you?
and did I mention it was cold here?
Is that all you got?
Put your ice skates on and skate around the
push your
lake.
right skates?
Ice
Right skates?
skates.
Rice cakes on.
Ice skates and ice skates and there's lots of things.
You don't know much about your culture, do you?
Well, listen,
Do you have like a king or queen? What's your government like?
it's more of just people that tell you what to do.
Okay. So,
And try to, we think they're smart, they're very good looking,
okay.
very chiseled jaws and things.
And what does that have to do
Are they
with their
president
government?
or
I think it's ABBA. They're ABBA.
ABBA's the government.
They tell us what to do, and we like them.
So,
What's your king's
what does
name?
ABBA stand for, actually?
ABBA, it is for the first initial of each the ABBA members' names.
Oh, I'm saying, is there a covert operation?
And I
Association?
Anna,
Okay, never mind. I thought it had
Amber.
something to do with the government. My bad.
but I don't want to say I'm very happy to be friends with you.
Good. I don't even know how we
You,
became friends.
What's your king's name again?
The king's name?
Yeah.
His name is the king. The king is Kingy.
King.
And the queen?
Okay, daddy. The queen, her name is,
Stinky.
Anna?
yeah, Anna.
Abba?
Abba.
Queen. Wow.
Wow, what?
He's not very versed in his own country. It's kind of sad.
I know.
I'm embarrassed for him.
Sven Gernfan, what are you doing today?
I'm just, hanging out. It's not much to do here, but look at beautiful people and eat fish. Eat a lot of fish.
What'd you eat for breakfast?
Fish.
Lunch?
I just ate some of the same fish that I was eating before.
And tonight I heard you're going a progressive dinner?
We are. Look, you're doing a callback. That is very clever. I like you. You're getting better at that. It's at the podcasting. You call. That's very good. I can tell you are lying though in your voice, but a little too much detail. But I think Tim is right. The Trip is the best movie I've ever seen, and I don't get it that you don't like it. I've seen Mixed Nuts, and I have serious questions about you.
I'm
But
pretty
anyway,
sure you're going to think anything Tim thinks, Sven.
is
Yeah,
that
Dad.
how
Kind
it
of a
is?
Dad, what do
suck
you have to say about that? Do you
What's
agree?
that?
Do you agree with him?
Do I agree with
Sven.
Sven.
Sven Gernfan?
Sven?
Absolutely. And it just kind of affirms. Now I'm speaking in that. So anyway,
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate you. I have to go right now. There's a
Okay.
moose. I have moose lessons.
Moose lessons?
Moose lessons.
Well,
Are you making moose?
enjoy.
No, it's just you hang out with moose, and
And that's
it's
a
fun. It's a
lesson?
lot of fun.
See you when you're walking.
Do they give you lessons?
No, there's just a good hang.
Oh.
It's a good hang with the moose. So goodbye to Hodonk Nation, and I wish you the best.
Thanks.
I love you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks.
And as we say in Sweden, don't put a chicken in the kitchen, because they're going to try to tell you what to do.
Oh.
That's
Okay. Yeah, well,
Okay.
Thank you.
I think
Wow.
he's losing
thanks,
it.
buddy.
How old is Sven? I mean, I think he's losing his mind a little bit.
He thinks he's our age.
Wow, that's scary.
He sounds very knowledgeable and wise.
He sounds. He didn't even know stuff about his own country.
Well, it's
Country.
That's kind of an
is that
issue.
really necessary?
I don't know, but
Do you know a lot of
he
things
was
about
kind
your
of
country?
fading at the end there about the chickens and stuff. So I think he's losing it.
Well,
So I'm just saying.
All right. You want to end with some questions now?
sure.
Questions.
We don't have any reviews, so we can't play the song. We could just play the song just to play the song.
Ooh, I like this question.
Did
Biggest.
we not have another? Oh, wait. Did we
Oh,
not
are
have
you doing-
another? We didn't have another guest, or no? We didn't have another guest?
Now that we'll bring him.
That was Sven.
Oh, sorry. I was
One's
confused.
good for
That's
now.
one's
Sven
One's good?
Sven is one guy, not two guys.
Sven.
I got confused.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for this week's top 3 review
Questions.
of the week.
Questions.
Questions.
Okay. What is your biggest fear doing video?
Oh.
Mine was, since you looked at me, last week we were talking about the Hitler, and I was very scared that like I would subconsciously do a hand gesture.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. Yes. I understand. It can happen. Well, yeah, because a lot of things sometimes we're doing behind the scenes, we gotta.
I know we were talking about
cautious
political
of.
figures and their hand gestures today.
Oh, right.
So
That's
it's like-
true. So we,
Anyway,
That's a legitimate fear.
yeah.
what question did you have? Or what was it?
A fear?
Yeah.
What's your fear of videoing?
Yeah, just before it was like a crotch shot. My leg.
Oh yeah, that was not good.
Like, there it is. Hi. Welcome to every part of me.
So that was
So,
fearful.
Yeah.
For the rest
and
of us.
I think it's really realizing, if anybody, I didn't realize how jacked up my nose is on this side.
Wow, you could see that in the video. I didn't watch the
on this
video.
side. It's like a beak.
I didn't even watch the video.
Look, and there it's probably okay this side, but that side's like,
And that's your fear?
doesn't it? It looks very beakish.
Now you brought attention
They
to
ride
it.
it Mao.
Don't look at me now.
So it's just, I think it would be the biggest fear is just physical
Attributes.
Things to pick on.
maladies, or what do you call them?
Yeah, I'll get
Deformities.
comments about that.
Yeah.
Mine was just I didn't want to have drink on my face anywhere, like for my drinks.
For me, camo.
Yeah, well, I mean, because y'all have, I'm always like, yeah,
You got some camo.
no drinky stuff on there.
Your healthy drinks.
Camu.
Yeah.
Fear. Those are good fears that you guys said.
Me?
Both y'all.
Yeah, Luke's especially.
Those are legit.
Huh?
Was forgetting that we were being filmed, so now I'm thinking about it.
Well, even when you're on the podcast, generally, it's a fear to say something that you're going to regret saying.
Right.
So then,
Yeah.
then there's an action involved.
Or
I
I
just-
What's yours,
yeah.
Liv? You have
Yeah.
no fear, I presume.
I just wish I don't hope I don't pick my nose when I'm not supposed to,
Yeah.
or like
The pick.
and picking.
Yeah, I did have to do this a couple of times.
You know,
My
I like
nose
to
was
like
feeling scratchy.
So that's
Yeah.
probably my biggest one.
What was the thing you just did?
Pick.
Oh, right.
Pick
What
my
else you
nose.
got?
Just little habit things, yeah.
Yeah,
That would
like
be-
the things that you do that you don't really notice you're doing
Exactly. That's a good one.
is,
These are all good.
you know, but okay.
By the way,
This
I
one-
just sent Luke. I just sent you a video.
Yeah, I got it.
We'll play that after. It's an interview with a pitcher for Virginia's college baseball team.
Perfect.
The
Oh yeah,
pitcher.
that one's amazing.
And he talks about. They ask him what his greatest fear. It's fun. We'll play it after this. But go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. Who do y'all think has the highest IQ of everyone on the podcast? I have a thought.
I do
But-
too.
I'd like to hear Dad's answer.
I think we all have strengths.
No. Who has the
High
highest
IQ?
IQ?
I know that I'm saying as far as in our intelligence quotient, in different ways.
Maybe. Well, some of us have higher EQ.
I
Dad
think-
starts
and
using
some have
big
a higher
words when
IQ.
he's answering.
A higher
Well, of
quotient.
course,
Quotient.
of course, we all think of Luke because
Right.
he's a smart guy.
But I think you do.
But I think you because you're like the CEO kind of.
yeah, that doesn't mean
You're
you have the highest.
you've got a
IQ, though.
CEO IQ.
I think you definitely have the highest IQ,
You think so?
in my opinion.
That's what I would say. Yeah.
I would say you too.
Yeah.
But thank you for thinking this.
Dad's like, oh.
Oh, me?
Oh, me? Oh.
The highest
Well,
EQ.
Well, we all do.
Did I mention quotient?
Some of us have higher EQs, and some of us have higher IQs.
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you.
I would actually think that Luke and I's are pretty similar.
I don't know if I have that high of an IQ. I think I have
no, I
good
think they're
social
different.
intelligence.
You have EQ.
EQ. And I think that EQ is better than IQ, if I'm
Too.
being honest.
I think you're right.
Yeah, because I think the smartest person in the world, you probably can't hang out with them.
No.
And you probably
True.
don't want to run a business with them.
No,
You want them to work for you.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
You wanna get a
intelligence
plan.
is like, also people are super intelligent. Shutty uppy.
Are they
Kind of
fun?
annoying.
But that's not where he's coming from. His is
Probably not
a
that
creative
fun.
intelligence, which is
Yeah,
a
not
little
that
more
you're
fun.
not fun.
That's a fun way.
Right. I get it.
Oh no, I'm just saying super out
Like
the charts
Bill
IQ.
Gates.
Like you can't
Yeah.
even like have a conversation.
Yeah.
I've known people. I played baseball with this guy, and he was so smart, but he thought that he could say anything and you'd believe it. So
Right.
that was kind of weird,
Yeah.
and we all knew it. And
Well,
we all
people have
called
probably
out
treated
on
him
it.
that way his whole life, and then after a
It was
while,
it was weird. It was true arrogance,
yeah.
but he was such a goofball.
Hopefully, he's been healed from that now.
But he was smart. He was very, very smart.
Yeah.
Some people,
Yeah.
but like I don't understand what is being smart. Is it just being good at school, or is it? I don't know.
I think you would classify someone who's smart as, being good at school or knowing a lot of information about certain topics.
Yeah.
Like
that's
Jeopardy
a good
people.
question, though.
Jeopardy.
Yeah,
people.
like they know.
Just they can
Trivia.
recall. They have
like
good
Dad's
recall.
really good at trivia.
Yeah.
He knows like the answer to everything.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's not the highest IQ
Yeah.
thing, but that is what he does, and it's good. It's helpful.
I got a good one here.
All right.
I just read it
All
and
right.
got me excited. Any ideas for European tour? Finland is waiting for you.
We would love to go on a Viking cruise through that area
Yeah.
of Finland. Oh,
Let's
that
go.
sounds amazing.
I don't even know where it is.
Let's just go.
What
Who-
is Finland?
Tell this person
It's
to contact you.
Scandinavia.
Isn't it near Russia?
Well, it's like near Sweden.
Sweden
Closer
and
than us.
Norway.
Denmark. And
Sinwit. Swinwin.
Swinwin.
Wait, we go to Swinwin on this
Swinwin,
trip?
Finland, and
There's
Norway.
Norway, Sweden,
We could
Swinwin.
go to the Faroe Islands, and then we could just boat on over
Yeah, boat on
to the
over.
rest of it.
I'm nervous
don't.
about.
Your girl don't boat.
I'm nervous
We know.
about.
We just talked about that this week with some friends. That Livy is not doing the boating on any level anywhere.
I'm not a
ever.
boater.
I'm nervous about that area because I don't know what they do there. I feel like they just eat
What do you
bland
mean?
food.
You could look it up and see what are their resources there. I
They
don't
just
even
look
know.
boring.
Where?
It looks beautiful though.
It looks pretty.
Finland?
It
Norway?
looks. I'm just being honest.
Right.
It looks.
Yeah.
I
My
don't know
favorite
either.
things to do is be outside, and it's cold there.
But you
But
are
now if you go in
outside.
summer, it'll be nice.
You're
But then I
still
also
chilly.
like food, and I don't like fish.
You don't have to eat fish.
You don't like any kind of fish?
Do you like
it's
lamb?
Fine.
Fish is.
Do you like lamb?
Lamb is fine. I don't know.
Lamb is.
You know, eat meat.
Do you
Finished
like-
lamb is delicious.
Do you like potatoes?
Yeah, but I
Do
feel
you
like
like
they.
bread?
I feel like they don't use salt.
They do.
All right.
Their food's amazing.
You could bring salt. That's what that guy did. in
Just
that
bring your own. Yeah, just bring your own
show.
stuff.
What's
just
his
bring
name?
a suitcase full of your own snacks.
What's that
Activities.
guy's name?
Just bring
Ricky
an iPad.
Gervais's
Carl?
friend, Carl Picton.
Carl.
No,
Yeah,
something like that. He'd bring his own food.
All right.
You bring
that was
crisp
just my
everywhere
honest,
he went.
my
Carl
honest
Pilkington.
thought. So
Pilkington, yes, that's what I was.
We
trying to
also
think.
got some shout outs from Portugal and Canada. So
fun.
Wonderful.
That's cute.
Portugal,
Portugal,
Canada.
South
Mm.
America. Yes.
Yes.
The Portuguese. The Portuguese must
No.
love.
Luke's
By
like, where
Spain.
is everything?
Yeah.
Where am I?
Portugal is by Spain.
I only know American history.
That's okay. You probably know it really well.
All
No,
right.
not that well.
We'll play that. Play that interview. This is a. This,
Wait, was there any more questions?
Oh,
We're
sorry.
good. No. Let's do
Okay.
it. Let's play
Yeah,
it.
we're.
But what
kinda
do we
running low on
think
time.
about this? Are we going to do this thing that they're asking?
Are we going to
I
Finland?
would love to go to Finland.
So we're
Do
saying
Finnish
we'd
things.
love to go. We don't know what that means or what it takes. So if you want to give Livy a
Buying a
shout out,
ticket
let us know.
and going.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Here's
That could be a family trip.
4 of us will go.
Yeah.
how many?
4 of us will go.
But I want to bring everybody.
Not 5, but 4.
That'd be
Wait. This is a picture for the University of Virginia, and he's just really funny, and they're just interviewing him after a game. And they're just. I just
Walk into a stadium, 8,000 people, they all want you to lose. But as long as you got your 26 guys ready to kick ass or kick butt, you're gonna be all right. Sorry, I sweared. I shouldn't have.
No,
sweared.
you're good, man. Let's go back to that last
sir.
inning, 9th inning. What are the emotions like entering that inning?
Well, emotions are go in, win. I heard a fan offer free Dippin' Dots if I blew it, which the price of Dippin' Dots with inflation is just unreal. So for a brief moment, I was like, damn, Dippin' Dots sound good. But also, I thought in the back of my head, we win today, we win tomorrow, or tonight. We're going to be here another day. That's more per diem. So that means I can buy my own Dippin' Dots and be a winner. So it's like, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to attack. I think 3 words every time I'm out there. The first one's a swear word, starts with F. Second word's attack, third one's win. And I just repeat that to myself. Unless, there's a breach in the system and I walk a guy and I got to tell myself I'm a few different things that isn't a winner. I might break that, but then I get right back on it, just this attack win, And
Steve,
it's really easy pitching when you got defense like ours, I tell you. It's so easy when they're
Yeah.
behind you. As long as you keep it
Dynamite
in the
behind
yard, you got a chance, which is pretty cool.
does anything make you nervous?
Caves. Mainly. Nothing
Caves?
really. I mean, I don't see any caves out here. I know we're in the south, but it's not the desert. That's where I find most caves are probably at. But, this is just a game. There's going to be way harder things in life than striking out the side or not walking somebody. So I don't really get too caught up in all the jibber jabber and all the mean things people might say to me because it's just, I think I'm a cool guy. My dogs think I'm awesome. My teammates like me. And my friends like me. So I'm going to attack. I'm going to win. Simple.
Here's one last one for you.
Yeah, no problem.
You've heard this before.
Yeah.
When people say Kenny Powers, what do you think?
I think, damn, I'm doing a good job. Because like I said, the dude took 86 to the big leagues after being out of the big leagues. You kidding me? He took that and turned it into a winner. So people are like, "Oh, Kenny Powers." I'm like, I mean, I might throw a little differently, a little firmer than he did after he started boozing and doing drugs. But I mean, that probably won't be a big part of my life as it was his. But hey, it's Kenny P. He's a winner. End of the day.
That's good.
Now, is he Kenny Fee? Is he Kenny Fee?
Kenny P.
Is that not Jackson?
Oh, yeah, that is Jackson. God,
Yeah.
that's so
Dippin'
funny.
Dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get
What
more
do you, what do you
winner.
fear? Caves.
I love the like little pause too. It's
Yeah,
so
it's like-
funny.
Oh,
Caves.
that's good. All right,
All right,
folks.
y'all.
How come we didn't play it on the screen? Oh, we got to
Yeah,
go.
We'll go.
We're,
We'll have Heather's.
we're troubleshooting now. Come on. Give us
Oh, what are we doing?
gotta figure
I
that-
got ribs on the Traeger.
blessed.
I got to make sure they fall off the bone. That's the
Thanks.
one thing. My goal is make sure they fall off the bone. That's
It's
my
okay if
goal
they
for
don't.
the
I can
day.
eat something else.
Then have some Dippin'
It's
Dots.
not all about me.
Well,
Having a little
for-
barbecue.
Thanks for making
And
it.
you're
babe.
welcome to come back and get
happy
some.
4th.
Happy 4th.
After
Happy
the
Fourth.
4th. Over and out.
After, yeah.